All right. So, please don't knock me. But these are the forward controls that I decided to go with. Mainly because I didn't want to spend, I think it was a little over $500 for Harley forward controls. So, I decided to go with some aftermarket foot controls for now. Mainly because I wanted to see how it feels. I'm not 110% dead set on keeping it to forward controls, but I definitely wanted to get a feel for it before I committed. So I decided to look around on eBay, and I found this brand. It's I can't even really, Topra Metal. Can't really pronounce it right or whatever, but this is what it is. So this is a complete set of forward controls for Harley Softails, and I don't know, they had some pretty convincing pictures on their listing, like bushings and fitment and finishes. So I decided to give them a shot. I mean, for $175, can't really go wrong. And so here's a nice little illustration right here as to what I'm going from and what I'm going to. And seeing this picture, I just remembered I got to get this little plug from Harley to plug the hole through the primary for the mid controls. So that's something I got to get. Alright, so this is the nice and shiny box. Kind of gives you a little breakdown of the different forward control options that they have. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got. Alright. Make sure we got this in frame. Perfect. Okay. So this is what we got. Alright. Got a nice little instruction manual, which that'll be handy for sure. And first things first. Okay, this looks like it's going to be the right side, because I'm looking at the brake pedal right here. So there's the brake lever arm. Not sure what kind of material that is for that bushing, but I don't know. Pretty decent quality. Now this will be interesting getting used to this, because it's a much bigger pedal surface than I'm used to. But I actually got a set of different set brake arm and a shifter lever, because I mean, this looks a little generic for me, and I don't want this giant rubber brake pedal right here. So I decided to spend a little extra and get something a little bit nicer, and I'll definitely be showing you guys that once we get to that point. Alright, so there is that. The finish on this is really nice, actually. The powder coating is very nice. Alright, and we got the bracket that goes on for the brake pedal. And the finish is really nice on this too. It's aluminum. Nice machine surface. Powder coating is in excellent condition. Very nice. Alright. We got the bracket for the peg. Now, oh, nice. They include a little shim right here for your pedal, or peg, or whatever you decide to use. I'm using mini floorboards. I'm going to transfer them over. That is kind of a bummer. I don't know if you can see that, but right here is a little nick. Now, I'm not like super crazy about things, but if I was someone else, and if I saw this before, I probably would have returned this for another one. These came pretty quick though, so it's not like you'd be waiting a while too. And there's a nice little nick right there too. Probably won't see it though once I get everything put together. My bike has little personality scratches all over it. And then we got the hardware right here to put everything together. A couple O-rings. So this is R for right side. So that's what you're going to get in this box for the right side. And we'll just pull this part off right here, and we'll get to the next level. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, what do we start with? All right, I guess we'll start with the linkage. So this looks like it's a pretty standard, I don't know, chrome linkage, or it's not really chrome, it's just like a stainless steel finish. I don't even know if it's stainless, but kind of your generic linkage. No slop or anything in the Heim joint, so that's good. But of course, because I don't do anything regular over here, I decided to go with an aftermarket linkage, which I will be showing you guys in a little bit once we get to that point. So there's the linkage right there. Got off to the side right here. Looks like we got the shift lever. This is actually for the back side, so actually no. What is this? Yeah, this is for the lever. But because it's chrome and I'm trying to minimize the amount of chrome that's on this bike, I decided to go with a black one. So I ordered that one separately. But this is pretty much what we're looking at here. I'll open this up and kind of take a look at what you're going to get. Won't really matter. That's pretty chrome. Trying to get this right. Looking at my phone at the same time while trying to get this in frame is a little task here. So that's what you're going to be looking at as far as the shift lever for the back side. Good quality. If I was in a chrome, I'd be happy with this. No scratches, no nicks, so that's good right there. Go ahead and put this back in the plastic. Won't be needing this. Alright, and here is a basic generic shift arm. So I wasn't originally going to replace this, but I mean, I said, shoot, well, if I'm going to replace the brake side, I might as well do the shift side as well. Might as well do the left one. So if I can just, I wonder if I should even just mess with this. We'll open this up here. Okay, there we go. So this is what you're going to get if you decide to go with this kit. Alright. It looks like that is the inside of the lever. Right there. And that'll be the back side, or the front side. I don't know what side. That looks like, yeah, this is the back side. I don't know why they put that there on the back side. I mean, I would want to maybe feature that on the front, but just to cut out some material, I guess, to save a little bit of money or whatever. It's super light, so I don't see it being done for weight-wise. And here is the side that you're going to see. But once again, I decided to go with a different one, so we won't be using this. And this will be for the split peg, or in my case, mini floorboards. Damn, man. Definitely seeing some blemishes on there, you know. Kind of bummed out about that. Almost makes me wish I would have went with Harley. I mean, but am I going to spend $300 for not having a couple little blemishes on there? I mean, I don't know. Oh, no, we can see that better. Kind of a bummer. Ugh. So much for their convincing pictures. Alright. And we got a generic rubber shift peg, which is kind of... Don't really use these. Got something better. And we got some hardware. A couple more O-rings. bushings, it looks like. Some mounting hardware. And we got some lube. Grease. I'll use that. It's definitely tacky, so. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and look at some instructions right here, and then we're going to figure out how to get this all on. And then we'll get back to the crash bar. Alright, here we go. So, we are going to start off on the right side, putting these new forward controls on. And it looks like the first thing that we're going to have to do is undo this cotter pin back here. Or clip, whatever it is. And I'm going to see if I can try to reach back here. Do that. Let me get some needle nose pliers. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, perfect. So we got this clip removed. We're going to pull this pin right here. And that releases that part from that bracket. Next thing I'm going to want to do is, it's not that size, I'm going to want to undo the bracket from the brake booster. That is going to be, is it 1/4 inch? Sure is. Okay. It would probably be much easier if this thing was bolted to the bike, but unfortunately I already undid it, so we're gonna try to do this just like this. Oh, yeah, hold that for sure. Shoot. Let's see here. I always like doing things the hardest way possible. Okay, that's broken loose. The power of Zeus. Alright. Let's go ahead and twist these little guys off here. Alright, so there is your standard mid-control bracket off. That wasn't too difficult, but then again, this is all already kind of prepped and ready to go. So next, we're going to get the new one ready and set up. New one. Alright, now I can't remember. It doesn't look like there's any Loctite on these, so I think I'm just not going to put Loctite on this. I'll just get this in frame. Okay. So, just kind of put this back together in the order that we took it apart. So we're going to start with this. So go right here. Huh. Let me guess. It's different hardware. I guess I gotta use the hardware that came with it. Kind of makes sense. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Obviously, it's a different thread pitch. Okay. I'm just gonna go out on a limb, but I think, you know what? Maybe, let me just see something here. Yeah, that's definitely different. Okay. All right. Now, I guess it's almost the same length, so we'll go ahead and use the new ones because I don't have a choice. Okay, here we go again. Take two. Oh, that definitely goes on much easier. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do is wait to tighten those, because I'm going to tighten it once the whole bracket is bolted back onto the bike so I can get some extra oomph. And let's see, that just kind of cozies up right there. Okay. That part is semi-done. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part. Alright, so it looks like the next step is to put the brake pedal on. And I keep calling it a brake booster, the master cylinder. I don't know why I kept calling it a brake booster. This isn't a car, and that is clearly a master cylinder. So, I am going to show you guys the levers and pegs that I got for the brake and shifter. So here we go. All right. So this is the packaging that this comes in. Let me see if I can adjust this a little better. All right. Now I wanted to go. Why is this looking so weird? I guess it's just the position I'm in. There we go. Okay. This is what we got. Ooh, shiny. Alright. So I feel like this one looks a lot nicer than the stock one that came with. Now, I'm going to have to find out all of this. I'm assuming that's adjustable. Could be wrong. I have no idea. I'm just opening this up for the first time. Alright, I'll set this down below. And then this is what also comes with the packaging. So it looks like we got ourselves a brass bushing right here. Very nice. And this is what I'm kind of excited about. It's a nice big brake pedal. Boom. Look at that. I guess you really can't see like the full size of it, but it's a pretty good size for sure. It's definitely a lot bigger than the one that I had before. In fact, let me show you a quick comparison. Now, as much as I'm going to miss my flow little pedal brake pedal right here, I can just do. So this is what this is. That's that size right there. And then boom. I can't really tell the size. Oh, yeah, much bigger. So that's what we got. That's what we got now. And it'll be much easier to use the brake. And I'm really excited for this. All right. All right. So, let's see here. I think first thing is going to be first. Let's see. So look on this stock one right here. It looks like it has a, I don't know, nylon bushing or whatever. So I think first thing I'm going to do is insert this brass bushing into the other arm, and then in the instructions it has a couple O-rings, so we will install those O-rings. So let's see here. I'm going to take this guy out here first. Nice and shiny. Now the angle on this camera is kind of crazy, so it's a little difficult for me to get a good shot for you guys, but bear with me here. Okay, so let's see. There's this piece right here. I think I'm just going to not do that. I think well, that goes in there. Maybe? I really have no idea. Huh. I'm going to have to maybe pause this and figure this part out real quick. Alright, be right back. Okay, so after doing a little inspection here, I think I figured it out. So I'm not quite sure why these are here and why these come out. I don't think it is adjustable, and if it would be too extreme in any direction to use this for adjustability. So I'm assuming that this is so that they can use this brake lever for different applications. So like this position would maybe be in a different degree for like maybe a different bike. So this is like kind of like a universal lever, so to speak. Okay, so it's a good thing I kind of pulled these screws or these little bolts, because they definitely were loose, and I think I'm going to put some Loctite on them. Oh. I think I'm just going to do one at a time, that way I don't screw up the position of where this is supposed to be. But as you can see right here, really no other holes for adjustability, so it's just pretty much that's where it is. So okay, first things first, let's put a little Loctite on these guys. Just a little dab. A little dab will do. Now, before I tighten this, I'm going to make sure the bushing goes in, because it wasn't going in before, and in here it was slightly misaligned between these two pieces. So we're going to make sure this is going to fit in here nice and snug, which that's good right there. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it in there to keep it aligned when I go to retighten this. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and just snug these all up. Doesn't take much. There's good. That's all good. Okay, I think we're happy with that. That's nice and smooth. Goes in and out, nice and smooth. No restriction, no play. Now I'm kind of happy that I actually got these aftermarket levers, because I was test fitting the one that came with the kit, and it's definitely really tight. Super tight. So I don't know if that would really affect anything with the motion of the lever, any restriction with it releasing the rear brake, but I feel like this is a much smoother motion right here, as I'm lost for words. So anyway, let me get you back down here, and let's put this guy on. Okay, so first things first, slide this on like so, and that's kind of how it's going to look. Not sure if you can see with my big fat hand in the way, but that's kind of where we're at. All right. Get you back close. Okay, alright, so that's going to be in there like so. And hardware. Okay, so it comes with a new pin. I think I'm going to put... Hold on one sec. Let me just check something real quick. Okay, so I was doing a little inspection here, and I noticed something. Definitely probably because this is a different brake arm that doesn't really necessarily come with this kit. So there's these O-rings right here that come with the actual kit. And here is the one that comes with the kit. Now you basically put these O-rings on the inside. Boom, one right here, and then one on the back side. And I'm sure with the way this fits, that there really isn't any play once the lever is actually on the shaft right here. So, if I was to put this on, like so, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get you in a little closer. You can see how much gap there is right there, how much like space. Which, I don't know, I feel like this thing would be traveling around a lot. It would have like a little slop, you know, some side play. So I think what I'm going to do, and I hope that it holds up, is that I'm going to put that put this O-ring back here to kind of act as like a spacer, take away some of that slop. Now, it's probably just going to be a temporary solution for now, because I don't know if that O-ring is going to last a while or from the constant braking, but it's going to take out some of that play, and I think it'll fit much nicer on there, and it gives me just enough, and once I tighten it down, it's not going to interfere with the movement of the lever. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so next I'm going to take your bolt that comes with the kit. And you're going to slide on this big shiny fender washer right here. And then this is going to go right over here. Man, that thing is long. But I don't know. Hopefully it all fits on nicely, and which I think it will. I think it doesn't touch anything back there, so okay. And then next I've got we get our nylon, our nylock nut and washer. The washer will go on the back side. And the nut will go on the back side. Alright, that's kind of what we're working with right here. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this. Let's see. What size that is? That is going to be, I don't know, try 5 millimeter Allen key. Put this wrench on the back side here. Okay. Then let's start tightening this bad boy on. This sure is a pain in the butt. Okay, that's nice and tight, not too tight, and yeah, you can see it's still got plenty of a little bit of slop there still, but it's not like super crazy or anything like before. I almost wonder if I should have put that other O-ring on. It's not like a crazy amount, but I think it's the bushing is a little bit bigger. Obviously, it has to be than the lever itself. So I think that's just what it is. So, I mean, that's fine. That's good. All right. So next, we're going to slide in the pin. This is the pin that comes with the kit. Probably looks exactly like the Harley pin, but this is the difference right here, is these clips. Now this is the Harley one, and this is the one that came with the kit. This looks like a key ring actually, and these are actually a pain in the ass to deal with, so I think I'm going to stick with this one. It's been working so far, and I think it's going to continue to work, and it'll be much easier to pull off if I ever have to do anything over here. So I'm going to be reusing the Harley clip. So with this guy, I'm just going to put right back in here. And let me just see. That one's like longer. Why is everything longer on this kit? I don't know if you can see this, but Obviously, camera angle's weird. You can kind of see that the new one's a little bit longer. I guess it won't really matter. I think I'm just going to use the Harley one. I don't know. So we'll just slide this guy in here. It's a little bit shorter. Boom. Okay. And then this clip is kind of a pain in the butt to get in. That I think I do remember. Let's see if I can get this on the first try. So as you can see, I kind of have this in here, and it, oop, there we go. And it spreads it open a little bit already with the way I have this in here. So I'm hoping this will work. We'll try it right now. So let's see. Let's just see if I can get this for you. Man, this is such a pain in the butt to do. So let's see. Can't really get the camera in there good, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to do it. Sorry, guys. Now I'm starting to see why it's such a pain in the butt to film these videos sometimes when you're on your own. All right, so we'll just slide that guy right in there. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. That's good. All right. It's actually much easier this time. All right. All right. That looks pretty good, if I must say. This is what we're dealing with. All right. So I think I'm at the point. I think I'm going to put the crash bar on, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let me go ahead and run and grab it. Okay, so this is kind of the moment of truth. I'm really hoping this slides right on, because I put the ultra cool oil cooler on, and where it's at is just slightly pushing my clutch cable adjuster forward just a touch in front of the frame. And I'm really hoping that this will not be an issue getting this on, because if it is, then this will just be a little bit bigger of a job. You know how it is. 10-minute job turns into 3 hours kind of deal. So I'm hoping that will not be the case with this. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to get one of these shorter bolts ready. So the kit, the bolts that come with the crash guard is you're going to have like 2 or 3 of these little shorter bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and get one ready, and then I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get it started. If I can just mock this up here. So let's go ahead and see if this will work. All right. It's going to be... Oh shoot, I forgot. I looked at the instructions and I literally just forgot. I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's that one. We're doing forward controls, so that's... Yeah, I think it's going to be that one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, of course, I don't put I put the lock washer on, but I didn't put the other washer on. One sec here. Good thing I checked. Okay, so you got a lock washer. And the regular washer. If I can just do this with one hand. Alright, so got both washers on. Don't know if you can see, my fat fingers are in the way. Alright, let's try to do this again. Alright. There. Okay, got that started. Now, just kind of gently rest that against the fender. And we're going to run around to the other side and put the other small one on. Okay, here we are on the other side, and we are going to put another bolt in. So this time I didn't make the same mistake. I got the lock washer on and I have the regular washer on. Alright, here we go. So I think it's going to be this one right here. Oh, that's a pain in the butt. Okay. And then I think I'll get another one ready right here. Okay, so we got this one in, and then I believe this other one is going to go back here. I could be wrong. Oh, this is horrible. Man, this sure is, oof. Look at this. I sure hope that I don't ever have to mess with the clutch cable adjuster, because there's literally no room. I don't know if I want to cry or if I just want to send it and deal with it later. I think I want to send it for now and then figure it out later, because I really want to ride this thing, see what it's like with the forward controls. So moving along. Man, that's a bummer. Is this supposed to go in here? I don't freaking know. Let me look at the instructions again. Okay, let's see. Now I know something goes there. It used to be where the mids went. And then there would be 2 short bolts that go right here. The mid controls bolt in right there, I believe. I don't know why that's not going on though. Probably because it's the hardware for the mids. I don't know. But what's weird is there's holes there for every bolt. There's even an extra hole back here for I don't know what. But it's there, and there's not one in the frame. So the instructions clearly only show 3 bolts, boom, 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 for the forward control. So I was just going to throw this one in for good measure, just because, give it a little extra, you know, fasten it onto the frame a little better, but maybe that's not the way to go. I'm just going to leave that there for now, just so it holds the bar kind of in the position, and then we'll kind of move on from there. Now I got to figure out how to put these forwards on. And then I gotta take the shift lever off for the mids, take the shift linkage off, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I'm gonna do is undo the linkage for the shifter. So let's see, what size is this? I want to say it's 1/4 inch, maybe just like the other side. So I'll move this over right here. No, it's not 1/4 inch. Oh, maybe it's the next size down. What is this? 7:30 seconds. And of course it's not. I'm just going to keep going until we find the right size. So it's going to be the next one, which is what, 3/16. Surely this has got to be it, right? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. All right. Just move this over like this. Do this without scratching my primary case. Wow. Well, damn. I made a boo-boo. Snap the freaking ball end right off. Now I gotta figure out how to get that out, and I should have used a regular one. I don't know what I was thinking. Wonderful. Alright, so I have no idea how to get this out, but I'm gonna try this. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm going to try to avoid messing with that one for now. I think I'm going to just try to get the rear one off so I can ultimately get this thing out, and then I'll try to figure this out. I don't know. So I'll start right here. I'll use a regular Allen tool this time instead of... Okay, ooh, yeah. I'm going to use this rag right here because I think when I did this last time I nailed my hand on the cooling fins on the cylinder, and I definitely don't want to do that again. So I think I'm going to do this. Do this, a couple love taps. Gosh damn, this is going to fight me the whole way. Let me see here. Nice little... There we go. I think I used a crap ton of Loctite on this. Boy. It's so freaking difficult to undo. Okay. Why is that so dark? Huh. Okay. That's done. I'm puzzled as to how this is going to okay. We'll figure this part out right now too. Now I didn't really read up on this ahead of time, so we're just going to kind of figure it out. I'm going to look like a monkey doing this, but it is what it is. Okay, so next I'm going to use my 1/2 inch, and we're going to loosen this. And you can use this 13 to kind of hold it steady. Now, if it looks like I'm doing this the hardest way possible, it's probably because I am. That's usually how I always do it. Get you a better angle here. Slides out. Alright. Okay. Now this. Now the spacer comes out right here. And I think this comes back. And there should be cannot see a damn thing in there. I should be able to get this shift shaft out of here a little easier than I thought. I was going about it all wrong. So if I can try to show you guys something here. I've got my little handy dandy light down in here, and I'm going to see if I can just show you this. So back here, as you can't see, but shit. Okay, one sec here. All right. Now you can see that Allen key or that Allen bolt right there. This is way tucked in there, but that is what I have to get at to get the shaft out. So let's see if I can do this successfully. Okay, so it's going to be 1/4 inch. Now with a hope and a prayer, let's see if we can get this off. Beautiful. All right, so look at this. This is what victory looks like right here. This just comes right out. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. And we just pull this gently right out without scratching anything. And yes! Oh, man. Man, that's so stupid. Look at that. I'm going to have to deal with this. I'm going to try to sell this. So, alright. That's done. And then all I have to do is go to the Harley dealership and they sell a plug for that. I was looking online and everybody recommends the Harley one. It fits in there the best and it looks nice and clean. So that's going to be on the to-do list. Alright. Right. Okay. So next we're going to work on putting this side on. The forward controls, the linkage, all that stuff.